nakapag-class, kailan ba yung last? December 4. So, almost ayan 1 week. Ayan, kasi holiday nung 8 ano. So, we continue with our topic on phase changes and intermolecular forces of attraction. For part 1, we already discussed yung mga phase changes and the enthalpy involved with those phase changes. So, kaya nakapag-solve tayo ng problem involving yan. If you have a phase change or sensible heat is used for calculation of heat released or absorbed if there is no phase change. So nagbago lang yung temperature ng phase na gusto natin pag-usapan, and latent heat naman for a phase change. So now we will be discussing equilibrium nature of phase changes. In particular, gusto nating pag-usapan yung liquid-gas equilibrium. Kung mapapansin natin, in an open system, tulad niyan, so iwan mo yung baso mo sa lamesa, after some time, patagalin mo siya dyan, pagbalik mo after, let's say, 3 days, 5 days, 1 week, mapapansin mo na kumukonti yung laman ng tubig sa loob ng container, sa loob ng baso. So that is because the rate of evaporation is greater than the rate of condensation. So that happens in an open system. Yung mga molecules mo, particles mo of liquid evaporates until such time that the volume of the liquid slowly decreases because of the evaporation ng liquid na yun. In a closed system, initially there is an increase in the evaporation rate. But during equilibrium, what happens is that the rate of evaporation and the rate of condensation will remain the same. Parehas lang. Hindi nauubos yung laman sa loob. Kasi nga, closed system eh. So what happens is you develop pressure here, yung tinatawag natin na vapor pressure. So to illustrate, through time, the rate of evaporation, constant yan. So there are particles of your liquid that vaporizes going to the gas phase. So kung ito yung surface, meron kang mga liquid or mga particles that vaporizes into the gas phase. Until such time, so syempre, kapag yung mga particles na yan, gas particles, kung ito yung wall ng container, kapag tumama siya sa liquid phase, magko-condense ulit yan. So habang dumadami yung gas particles nasa vapor phase, so liquid phase, habang dumadami yung particles dyan, syempre dumadami din yung times na tatama siya sa surface ng liquid. And that increases the rate of condensation. Until such time, when dynamic equilibrium is established or is reached, the rate of your evaporation and condensation naging equal na. So yung tinatawag natin na dynamic equilibrium. Hindi nababawasan yung laman sa loob. And the rate of vaporization and condensation nagiging parehas na. Now, how do we know that, or paano natin ma-relate yung dependency ng vapor pressure on temperature? On temperature muna, kasi yun yung madali. Yan. sabi natin, the vapor pressure ay yung pressure exerted by the liquid, or sorry, by the, yan, pag nakatakip, meron tayong vapor pressure. That is the pressure exerted, or the pressure of the vapor phase during dynamic equilibrium. Merong dependency yung vapor pressure on temperature. Let's say, water. Ayan. So ito, graph siya ng different substances, diethyl ether, ito yan, ethanol, alcohol, water. Meron kang graph ng temperature. Meron kang graph ng vapor pressure in torr. So, sinasabi ng graph nito, that as you increase the temperature, yan, habang tumataas yung temperature, let's say water, at 40 degrees Celsius, yan, this one is 0, 40, ito yung graph ng tubig. So ito siya. Approximately, the vapor pressure of water, kung ito ay 100, parang ito 50, nasa 40 torr. Approximately. At 40 degrees Celsius. At 60 degrees Celsius, natin, the vapor pressure now of water, hindi na siya 40. Ano na siya? Ayan. Approximately, nasa 150 siya. Torr. At 100 degrees Celsius, nasan siya? Ito. Ayun. 760 torr. Ayan. So, anong sinasabi? At paano natin ma-relate yung dependency ng vapor pressure with temperature? As you increase the temperature, tataas ba o bababa ang vapor pressure?
Tataas na.
Okay, tumataas. So the vapor pressure is also increased. Actually, across all substances, kahit diethyl ether, at 20 degrees Celsius, nasa 450 torr. At 34.6 degrees Celsius, nasa 760, etc. So makikita natin dito that the temperature dependency of vapor pressure ay somehow directly proportional, or as you increase the temperature, there's also an increase in vapor pressure. Hindi pala siya directly proportional kasi directly proportional, linear yun eh. Ito hindi. Medyo siya, quadratic, or iba yung niya, iba yung form niya. Okay? Now, meron ditong tinatawag na normal boiling point. So what does a normal boiling point mean? The normal boiling point, this is the temperature at which the vapor pressure is equal to 760 torr. Yan. Or 1 atmosphere. Ibig niya sabihin. The normal boiling point, yun yung, tingnan natin to. Di ba water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at 1 atmosphere? So that means that the vapor pressure inside, ito, would be equal to the sea level atmospheric temperature. 760 torr. Yun lang ibig sabihin ng normal boiling point. So, ibig sabihin, yung ethyl alcohol mo will boil at 78.3 degrees Celsius. Ayan, 78.3 degrees Celsius at 760 atmosphere, 760 torr. Ganun din si diethyl ether. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng normal boiling point. Okay? Questions? Questions? Wala? So, alam na natin yung temperature dependency of vapor pressure with temperature. Now, for the intermolecular forces of attraction naman, sasabi natin, there is an increase. Teka lang. Mas ma-explain natin. Di ba nasabi natin last time that the higher the collision of particles, the higher the pressure. Tama? Nabag natin to, di ba? From last time. Tama ba? Kinetic molecular theory. The higher the collision of the particles sa walls of the container, mas mataas yung pressure. Kaya at high temperature, tumataas din ang vapor pressure. Kasi, diba, we rate, sabi natin, the higher the kinetic energy, or the higher the temperature, there is also a higher kinetic energy. So what happens is that your liquid particle wanted to escape. Yan. Nagiging mas malikot sila eh. Mas gusto nilang pumunta sa gas phase. Kaya naman, yan. Kaya naman yung mga particles na yan, dumadami. So as you increase the temperature, there's also an increase in the gas phase particles. Kaya naman, dumadami din yung number of collisions doon sa container walls, kaya tumataas yung vapor pressure. So that is for the increase in temperature. Tulad na in-explain natin kanina. Now what happens if you have higher intermolecular force of attraction? Let's say water. We would compare water tsaka si diethyl ether. Si water, dahil mataas yung intermolecular force of attraction niya, let's say they are exposed at the same temperature at 25 degrees Celsius. Si water, dahil malakas yung intermolecular force of attraction niya, yung water particle that should be escaping from liquid phase to the gas phase, mas nag-a-attract siya dun sa water molecule na katabi niya. Malakas yung intermolecular force of attraction niya. So that prevents some of your particles from escaping from liquid phase to gas phase. Unlike diethyl ether na may mababang intermolecular force of attraction, what happens is your particle na nasa liquid phase, dahil wala siyang masyadong attraction sa kapwa niya particle na nasa liquid phase, mag-escape siya. That's why for those substances that have low intermolecular force of attraction, there will be higher vapor pressure. Excuse me. Dahil mas madami nag-escape. So the lower the intermolecular force of attraction, you expect that there will be high vapor pressure at same temperature. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Let's say for example, at 40 degrees Celsius. At 40 degrees Celsius, yung water mo, sabi natin 40 torr. Si ethyl alcohol at 40 degrees Celsius, approximately 150 torr. Si diethyl ether at 40 degrees Celsius, nasa 1,000 torr na siya. That means your diethyl ether has the lowest intermolecular force of attraction. Intermolecular force of attraction between these three substances. Kasi siya yung may pinakamataas na vapor pressure. Dito naman kabaliktaran. The higher the intermolecular force of attraction, the lower vapor pressure. Kaya naman, yung mga gasolina, mabilis mag-vaporize yan. So, malalaman natin sa part 2 kung bakit. So, there are different types of intermolecular force of attraction. Part 2 yun. So, we have this equation, tinatawag natin Clausius-Clapeyron equation, which relates the vapor pressure yan, with the temperature of your substance. Ibig sabihin, if you are given two temperatures and a vapor pressure, malalaman mo yung vapor pressure on P2. Pwede mo ring malaman yung temperature if you are given the vapor pressure. And here, yung delta H VAP, ito yung heat of or enthalpy of vaporization, maalala natin. Delta H VAP. Ayan, vaporization. So if we want to, may iba't iba kasing pinapasolve dito. So let's say you are to solve ito, delta H VAP. So equal lang yan. Magde-derive ka, no? So that is ln P2 over P1 is equal to negative delta H VAP over R. Negative T2, ayan, T1. So kung delta H VAP yung pinapahanap sa'yo, di cross multiplication lang times negative. Itong negative na to, pwede mo i-transfer dyan sa ibaba. Walang kaso yun. So negative R, ln P2 over P1. So itong R, tinranspose mo dun sa kabila. Tapos de-divide mo siya ng 1 over T2 minus 1 over T1. Yan na yun. Pinapahanap sa'yo, what is the heat of vaporization? So, paano nangyari yan? Tinranspose mo si R, tapos dividing both sides by 1 minus T2. Ayan. Kaya na-cancel out ito. Kaya ka nakakuha ng ganito. O, ito naman temperature. Yung example. So, pwede din, kapag naman itong pinapahanap sa inyo, or P2, pwede nyo rin siyang i-derive. Kunyari may ganito, ln x is equal to 5. Di ba para makuha natin yung x, nire-raise natin lahat sa e. Para ma-cancel out yung LM. Kuha ba? Para makakuha ka ng ganyan. Algebra to guys ha, nire-review ko lang kayo. One over T2 minus 1 over T1. Yan. So you can now solve for either P1 or P2. Pag anuhin nyo lang. Pag cross multiply nyo lang. Tapos E raised to negative delta H VAP over R times 1 over T2 minus 1 over T1. So let's try solving one problem. Can you read this one, Migs?
Republic Act 9367 or the Biofuels Act of 2006 has required the addition of bioethanol from feedstock and other biomass to gasoline fuels sold in Philippines by 10 volume %. This law is in response to growing concern about the environment. The normal boiling point of ethanol is 78 Celsius at 1 atmosphere. Given HVAP of ethanol at 39.0 kJ per mole, at what temperature will ethanol boil at 0.85 atmosphere pressure?
Okay, sige. Thank you. Okay. Sige. Kailang nga. Sige. So here, lista muna natin yung mga given. So you have delta H VAP. Okay, delta H VAP, 39 kilojoules per mole. Then you also have T1, 78 degrees Celsius. P1, 1 atmosphere. Yan. And then, you have T2. T2 yung pinapahanap. T2 is at
0.85.
okay, 0.85 atmosphere. Doon sa formula natin, yan. Yung pressure wala namang any unit desired. So you can express it in terms of atmosphere or torque, kahit ano man okay lang. Then T should be in Kelvin. So this one, we add 273.15. So ilan yan? Hello? $351.15 Kelvin. Ayan. So we're given everything. By the way, R is 8.314. Ayan. Joule per mole Kelvin. So, kung mapapansin natin, so common mistakes pala dito, one is, hindi nako-convert yung delta H VAP. Yung kilojoules, kung given, convert muna natin to joule. Bakit? Okay, common mistakes. Bakit? Kasi your R is in terms of joules. So this one should be in terms of joules also. So this is 39,000 joule per mole. Yan. Sulat natin yung formula. You have ln P2 over P1 is equal to negative delta H pop over R 1 minus T2 minus T1. Ang pinapahanap sa atin is T2. Ano daw temperature that ethanol will boil at 80.85 atm. So, sa solve natin is T2. Ito. Ayan. Pwede natin gawin. Pwede naman na tayo mag-substitute agad-agad para hindi ka na mag-derive. Wala rin kaso yon. ln, ano yung P2? 1 over, P2 is 0.85 over 1 equal to negative 39,000 over 8.314. Yan. Times 1 over T2 na hindi natin alam, 1 over T1 na 351.50. Yan. What we can do next is cross-multiply. Ibig sabihin, ito, mapupunta dun sa kabila, times, ito, mapupunta dyan sa kabila. Kaya yung itsura niya would be 8.314 over negative 39,000 times ln of 0.85 equal to 1 over T2 minus 1 over 351.15. Ilan to? Guys, may calculate ba kayo? Ilan yan? Tama ba? Ay, ba't ang layo? Ano muna? 8.314 to divided by 39,000. So, negative 39,000. Tapos, sagot na ba yan? Sorry. Sagot na ba to? Sige, teka lang ha. Mabagal ang kalaban. Ayan, T2, 1 over 351.50. Okay, sige. Teka lang ha. Tingnan natin. Ito, tatranspose ko sa kabila. So, that would become 3, 4, 6, 4, 5, 7 times 10 to the negative 5 plus 1 over 351.15 equal to 1 over T2. Tapos ito, pwede kong i-cross multiply. Ayan. Kaya yung T2 mo actually ay equal sa 1 over yung buong ito. Yan. At tingin ko nga, tingnan natin. Times negative 1. Plus 351 over 15. Ang nakuha ko ay 3.346.93 Kelvin. Sa iba,
Same lang po, sir.
okay lang, tama?
Opo.
Sige, okay. Ayan. 346.93 Kelvin. Okay. Or pwede rin, pag may shift solve kayo sa CalQ, walang problema. Or kung mati-derive nyo, okay lang din. So those are the ways on how you can solve this problem. Okay? Ayan. Part 2 na. So this one is not included in the exam. Ano ang kasama? From gases, a review of chem concepts. So basta yung diniscuss natin from day 1, thermo, gases, tapos itong part 1. At ang exam natin is N, kasi meron daw kayong ano, no? Meron kayong class ng 10, tapos meron kayong party ng 1. O, di 8 to 10 tayo. December 16, 2023. No class on Friday. Mag-review na lang kayo. And already gave the, ayan, yun yung coverage. And then, multiple choice, tsaka 4 problem-solving items. So yung problem-solving items, expect that one will be coming from thermo. Siguro, isa o dalawa sa gases, saka ito. Yan. Yan yung mga part ng problem solving. And then, yeah. Garal kayo mabuti. I'll be uploading this. Meron pa ba akong nakalimutang i-upload sa Google Classroom? Wala naman na.
Wala naman po, sir.
Okay. Sige, ito na lang i-upload ko. Sige, mag-review kayo. If there are no more questions, I'll be dismissing early. Bye, everyone. See you on Saturday.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.